Rob Krier, Urban Space. In many ways a parallel to Rowe and Coulter's College City, Rob Crier's urban space was equally influential. It issues a direct attack against modernist urbanism as proposed by CIAM, and its realization in bastardized form after the Second World War in the name of construction. Rob Krier, like his younger brother Leon, turns to the traditional city as a source for solutions to the problems of urbanism, countering the modernist, isolated form in space with streets and squares defined by buildings. We have lost sight of the traditional understanding of urban space. The cause of this loss is familiar to all city dwellers who are aware of their environment and sensitive enough to compare the town planning achievements of the present and the past, and who have the strength of character to pronounce sentence of the way things have gone. Definition of the concept urban space. If we wish to clarify the concept of urban space without imposing aesthetic criteria, we are compelled to designate all types of space between buildings in towns and other localities as urban space. This space is geometrically bounded by a variety of elevations. It is only the clear legibility of its geometrical characteristics and aesthetic qualities which allows us consciously to perceive external space as urban space. The two basic elements are the street and the square. In the category of interior space, we will be talking about the corridor and the room. The geometrical characteristics of both spatial forms are the same. They are differentiated only by the dimensions of the wall, which bound them, and by the patterns of function and circulation which characterize them. Typology of urban space. In formulating a typology of urban space, spatial forms and their derivatives may be divided into three main groups. According to the geometrical pattern of their ground plan, these groups derive from square, circle, or the triangle. I have designed streets and squares for the pedestrian harmonized as closely as possible with the existing structure and showing the utmost consideration for the legacy of the past. Any planning innovations in a city must be governed by the logic of the whole and, in design terms, must offer a formal response to re-existing spatial conditions. Postscripts for architects. Architects, it is more useful to imitate something old but proven rather than to turn out something new which risks causes people suffering. The logical and attractive building types and spatial structures left to us by animus architects have been improved upon by countless succeeding generations. They have matured in the master spaces, even in the absence of a single creature of genius, because they were based on perfectly refined awareness of building requirements using simple means. The result of an accurate understanding of tradition as the vehicle for passing on technical and artistic knowledge. Every new urban building must obey the overall structural logic and provide a formal answer, and it's designed to pre-existing spatial conditions. Knowledge gained over the course of centuries carries a certain conviction which we cannot allow to go unnoticed. There are almost no further discoveries to be made in architecture. In our century, the problems have merely changed their dimensions. This is often so dramatic that one cannot warn too empathetically against hasty, untested solutions. As long as man needs 2 arms and 2 legs, the scale of his body must be the measure of size for all building that concerns not only staircases and ceiling height, but also the design of public space in the urban context.